Good morning, boys and girls. I'm glad to be with you this Sunday morning. Today we're going to look at some men in the Bible and see if they chose to obey God or disobey God. So let's get our Bibles and turn to the book of Numbers. That is in the Old Testament. Remember, the Old Testament's at the beginning of the Bible. The New Testament's at the back, towards the back of the Bible. So Numbers will be in the front of the Bible in the Old Testament. There's Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. So we're going to look up Numbers, and we're going to be in chapters 13 and 14. So let's see what our story shows us today. You know, God promised the people a new home in the land of Canaan, and God told Moses to have one man, a leader from each tribe, to go into the land and spy on the land. And what does it mean to spy? You have to look closely to investigate without anyone knowing what you're doing. So Moses chose 12 people because back then families were divided. God's people were divided into tribes, which means different families. And there were 12 tribes. So Moses chose one man from each tribe to go into the land of Canaan to spy and see what was in the land of Canaan. So Moses wanted to know what the people in the land were like. How many people were there? How was the land? Was it good or bad? Were there forests? Were there big cities, big camps, strongholds? He told them, Moses told the men to be of good courage, though. That means to be very brave. And bring back some of the fruit from the land, because it was the season for grapes, right? The grapes to be ripe. So this is what Moses told the men as he sent them out to the land of Canaan to search it out, to see what was going on. So they searched for 40 days. And when the 12 men returned, they told the people that the land flowed with milk and honey. That means that there was lots of good land and good food. So they even brought a bunch of grapes back. And the grapes were so large that they had to put it on a big pole and carry it between two men. That's a large bunch of grapes, isn't it? My goodness, it was good land. The men also told the people that in the new land, it was very strong cities. They were very large and they were protected. And the people became very upset and said, "We can't fight against people in the new land. We're small and they're big. We just cannot win." But Caleb and Joshua, who were two of the 12 men that had gone in to look at the land, he said, "No, with God's help, we can take the new land. God is with us. God will give us this land." But you know what? The people still shouted and cried, and they didn't want to go into the land or do what God had said. They chose to disobey God. They listened to the 10 men instead of Joshua and Caleb. So God told Moses that the people would just have to stay in the wilderness for 40 years because of their disobedience. My. So, how many men did Moses send into the land? That's right, he sent 12, one from each tribe. And what did Joshua and Caleb want the people to do? That's right, they wanted the people to obey God and go into the new land and live there. But what happened when the people chose to disobey God? That's right. They had to live in the wilderness for 40 more years. You know, in Jeremiah 31:3, we read, God said, I will always love you. So we know that even though the people made a wrong decision and disobeyed God, God still loved him. And that's true for us today too. Sometimes we listen to our friends instead of listening to our parents. And they have to correct us, don't they? But they still love us. And that's the same thing with God. Sometimes we do what is wrong. We know that God says, no, you're not supposed to tell stories. You're not supposed to steal. But sometimes we do. We tell a story, don't we? Sometimes we take things that don't belong to us. God still loves us, and he just wants us to ask forgiveness for that disobedience. I am so glad that God loves us, and that even when we do wrong, all we have to do is ask for forgiveness and not do that wrong anymore. I hope you have a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. I love you. Bye.